Hello, and thanks for tuning in to another edition of JBone Motorworks TV. Today's products discussion is going to be ride engineering axle blocks. All right, well today what we have here to discuss is the ride engineering axle blocks that fit a KTM. And what they've done is a cool thing. They've kind of killed two birds with one stone, where and I'll explain the differences here, the stock axle system from the KTMs have a one-sided axle block that sort of threads through this axle. And what happens is, this is basically one solid piece, and it threads through. We've experienced this past year an incident where this kept backing out. It was unthreading, so we basically tried to epoxy it. We tried to pin it. It would not stay put. We don't know why, but it's just one of those things that happens, and Ride Engineering sort of figured out that they wanted to make something a little different for the KTM crowd. What happens is, since this is one piece, the torquing force that's translated from the frame to the swing arm and some of that high frequency vibration and flex ends up at the rear wheel at some point, but it's met up with a really solid piece of steel and aluminum that is stiff. So you get this sort of the feeling that there's just a little more feedback going on at the rear wheel than it is with the Ride Engineering setup. So in addition to the issue we were having where this was unthreading, we just felt every time we tested with this axle setup as opposed to the stock one, the rear end just felt better. On paper, I'm sure there's some sort of equation that says why, but the seat of the pants test said it just felt a little better every time we rode. So what they've done is they've taken these really cool anodized aluminum pieces and created a little bit of a slip area where the axle block fits in. This is an axle off of a late model CRF 450. And there's just enough flex and wiggle in here to dissipate some of that energy so it doesn't get transmitted to the rear wheel the whole way and back to the rider. And of course, it's in beautiful anodized aluminum, and it's a great setup. The other thing that they did, they took a lot of the guesswork out of some of the adjustments that can go along with trying to figure out where your rear axle is when it's squared to the pivot in the swing arm. The KTM stock one does have these serrations, but it's a little difficult to measure. You have to kind of always go back and forth and look at it, where this setup has very small serrations in it, and you can get an at-a-glance look immediately at the track. You can slip this into your rear end, really quickly look at where the serrations are and know that you're at one line or two lines, etc. So they did their homework on this, and they made a great product that not only solves the problem of a little bit too much of a stiffer sort of rear axle feel into something that has a little bit of a looser axle feel, and it's easily adjustable from the at-a-glance perspective. You just check it out real quick and you know where you're at. And we really like this product. We tested it all last year, and it performed amazing, and it looked, of course, amazing because it's anodized aluminum. What's better than that? So make sure you go to Ride Engineering and check out the other products they have to offer. And I think you guys are going to find that they make an amazing product line. They're made in the USA, right here in America, and there's nothing better than that. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you at the track.